There's been a lot of drama surrounding Genshin Impact recently, and instead of attacking Genshin, I'm going to offer an explanation as to why I, as I think many others should, quit Genshin and moved entirely over to Honkai Star Rail. A new game with a completely fresh start, most of the same systems as Genshin, and yet entirely better. And there's many reasons I believe that Honkai Star Rail is worth your time. So my take on the Genshin drama isn't going to be, man, this game really fucking sucks and you guys are stupid for playing it, or man, maybe it'll get better if we just complain. My take is, if you want to take this opportunity to jump ship and just try Honkai Star Rail, see if you like it more, I'm going to give you some reasons as to why you should do that. So reason number one on my list of why I like this game more than Genshin Impact is you have these things called traces. So in Genshin, this is equivalent to your talents. What your talents do is they give you intrinsic bonuses. If you've played Genshin, you know what talents do. They're your skills, they're your ultimates, they're your basic attacks. You have them right here. So this is your this is your talent. This is a passive that you can level. You can make it better. The numbers in orange level depending on your talent level. So this one's maxed out. It maxes out at 50%. Maxes out at you can't really see it. It maxes out at 180%. So this is your basic skill. Usually don't need to level this. This is your ultimate, and this is your skill. So this is all the same as Genshin so far, right? Here's what's different about it. If I wanted to farm for Jing Liu's talents right now on a Friday at 3:10 p.m., all I gotta do is I gotta go here, and I look up Calyx Crimson, and I can farm for Jing Liu's mats. She takes these ones right here. If I want to farm for a different character's mats, I could farm them here. Or a different character here, and here, and here, and here. They're always open. In Genshin Impact, you have to wait for a very specific day or set of days to farm your talent mats or your traces. You can't do it all in one day. You can't do whatever you want. You can't farm whatever you want. Genshin Impact, as far as I'm aware, doesn't have this system right here. This is a overflow system for your energy. So in Genshin, it's called resin, and here it's called trailblazer power. When it fills up, your second meter here will, at a slower rate, fill up extra trailblazer power. It can hold a maximum of 2,400, and you could just draw from it anytime. So if I wanted to, I could add 10 trailblazer power, reserve overflow energy that just accumulated when I had max, and I could put it into this bar. So I would have 103 instead of 93. That's an incredible system, and I love that that's in the game. It was in the other Honkai game. Now it's in here. Excellent. Awesome. Something that's exactly the same is the warp system. So it's exactly the same as Genshin, but there is a very distinct difference. I've already claimed it personally, but you have the main banner. So this is the banner that has all the standard characters. It's basically that banner with Xing and Kishi that you don't roll on in Genshin Impact. You just never roll on it. But in this game, if you roll on it 300 times, which is a lot, I understand it's a lot, it's a long-term goal, you will be able to select a 5-star character of your choice from the standard banner. And there are some really, really good options. If you watch a Broxophone video and you get to the team guide section and he doesn't talk about Bronya, you should be surprised by that. She is an amazing character, and you can just guarantee get her. That's what I did for my 300, so if you're unlucky, like me, there you go. So in Genshin Impact, the rate at which you get free Jades or Primo Gems in Genshin is horrible. They don't give you anything, at all. Honkai Star Rail, on the other hand, their 2.0 update will give you 20 free pulls just for logging in for 7 days in a row. They may do it differently, they may make it so you have to log in 14 days in a row, or just in general. But if you break the streak, log in 6 days, and then next week you log in 1 day, you get your full rewards. So it doesn't really have to be day after day after day. It's just you log in for 7 days at any point in time during the update period. That's a great system. I believe Genshin should do that. However, they don't, and that's really sad. The combat itself is probably where I would lose a lot of people, okay? So just as an example, I'm going to showcase some of the combat here, and it's turn-based. And I know that turns a lot of people off, but in my opinion, it's good turn-based combat. So if you ever played FGO or any type of like turn-based combat game, you kind of know how this works. The problem I have with Genshin is you're just spamming elemental reactions constantly and just doing as many numbers as you can in a very short amount of time. In this game, it's a little different. You have a turn order right here on the left side. In higher end content, these are what we call cycles. So let's say Jingliu goes, she goes, he goes, he goes, and then all the enemies go. That's the end of the cycle. So once that all happens, next cycle. And clearing high end content in certain amount of cycles is basically the equivalent of like Spiral Abyss, doing it in a certain amount of time. So this character is Jingliu. She has these stacks right here, and every time she does a skill or an ultimate, she will get a stack. Typically, you don't want to use your ultimate to get a stack. There are exceptions to that, but in general, you don't really want to do that. So, in the beginning of combat, stack plus in general, kind of get your like rotation set up. This is Blade, so he does a blast attack, and that will mean it will center a lot of damage around this target, some damage around this target, and some damage around this target. So it spreads out through 3 with the most like brunt of your damage on the middle target. So you see it does a bunch of damage there. Jingliu will also do blast attacks, but she's got to get to that point first. So now it's the enemy's turn. So they're going to hit me a bit. Now Jingliu goes, and she gets a stack. So it's a little bit more strategy-based than Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact's like you put a bunch of damage on the field, you put a bunch of different elements, and you just see what the fuck works, and then you just blast everything away. So this game, instead of just blasting everything away, you gotta think about it a little bit. So if I use this, they'll probably both die, right? But if I center it on this guy, it would be smarter because most of the damage will go to him. He has a higher health bar. It's very small, minute difference, but it is important. On top of that, if I wanted to, I could click this button right here and have the game auto farm for me. Completely just, it will play the game for me.
All will be swept away by the wind.
I wish this feature existed in Genshin Impact because farming relics is an absolutely like horrendous experience. And in this game, you just don't need to worry about that. The game's playing itself. I don't even have to do anything. I don't have to touch it. If you've ever played Genshin Impact on mobile, you'll know that the game just doesn't run on many smartphones. It doesn't run on mine. Then again, I have like an S20, so it's like not the newest phone in the world, but it struggles badly. I mainly play this game on mobile because it works very, very well, and it's very, very just convenient for me. Having the ability to just log in, use some energy whenever I need, and then just get whatever the hell I want. Maybe like I'm approaching max. Maybe I haven't logged in today. Oh my god, let me pull up my phone and log in real quick and then get some shit done. It's very, very nice. I don't have to worry about overheating. It doesn't kill my battery as much. That's another side effect. So if you play Genshin on your phone, just know that this will probably be more efficient for you as a person. So next thing I want to talk about is endgame content. So when you get to max level, so in this game, your max Trailblazer level, which is essentially your adventure rank, is 70. Once you get to 70, you unlock the highest tier of different like domains and like different farming nodes.
Danger.
So for this, your max level for characters is 80. Your max level goes up depending on your adventure rank. So once you get to max level, that's when you can start really like diving into the endgame content. And now for this game, the endgame content is insane. It's so good. There's so much of it too. You have Simulated Universe, and in this case, Golden Gears. This just came out this patch. By the time this video is posted, it will probably have been last patch. Sorry if that's not up to date. Golden Gears is a subset of Simulated Universe. Simulated Universe, in general, is how you get certain relics or artifacts from Genshin called planar ornaments. And these planar ornaments will give you additional bonuses that are not part of your main set. So in Genshin, you have your main set, right? Like Emblem of Severed Fate. You need, like 4 out of 5 Emblem of Severed Fate to get the set bonus. So on Jingliu, I don't have a set bonus for my planner ornaments, but I do for my main artifact set. So right here, you could see Jingliu has the Hunter of Glacial Forest. It's a 4-piece set, so you need all 4 relics, all 1, 2, 3, 4 relics to match. And then you also need the separately planar ornaments. You unlock these like pretty early into the game. These will give you a specific set bonus. Oh, Jesus. This will give you a specific set bonus depending on how many you have. So you only need 2. Your 2-piece set will increase your effect resistance, whatever. This is just what I have on. As usual, subsets are king, so it doesn't really matter in many cases what this does, but it is extremely helpful, and you do want to try to get yourself a good 2-piece set bonus. That being said, I've cleared the highest content in the game at maximum stars many times, so it is completely unnecessary in some cases. That's how the relic system works. That's a little bit different. On to my main point. Sorry for the tangent. Simulated Universe will give you these planar ornaments, so it is another game mode to unlock the rest of your character's potential. Golden Gears, on the other hand, is high difficulty endgame content that will challenge your party to its absolute limits. It's based around buffs and debuffs. It's kind of like a roguelike. You go into a domain, you do the domain, you get a blessing, which will give, I don't know, let's say 16% crit rate for the entire run. Or just, it will make it so your effect resistance is higher. It'll be small bonuses like that, right? Some of them are nice, but you do that a bunch, you face a super hard boss. That's basically the core gameplay loop. So that's Golden Gears. You also have another one called Swarm Disaster as well. It works almost exactly the same. It's kind of different, but in general, you go into the domains, you get the buffs, you fight the enemy at the end, and that's it. That's endgame content. So you have 2 endgame modes right there in Simulated Universe alone, and then the third mode is how you can make your character stronger. You can spend energy. It's essentially farming artifacts or relics, but it's a little different. On top of that, Spiral Abyss exists in Genshin, and the equivalent to that here is the Forgotten Hall Memory of Chaos. Memory of Chaos is essentially Spiral Abyss. You build 2 teams. They go up against their own subset of enemies on their own different floors, and if you clear it within a certain amount of cycles with 0 deaths, you get 3 stars. This will obviously give you the premium currency, and it'll give you another currency. This is actually really new. It allows you to buy high rarity items from the shop, and then it will give you some other character ascension mats. Very helpful, and some credits and stuff. So that's Memory of Chaos. That's the Forgotten Hall, and you'll see there's 2 of them up right now. So this one just came out. It's got 30 days left. This one's going away. It's been out for a while. So when this goes away, this one's going to be... Oh, sorry. This one's going to be updated. So I have not... I have not max-starred this new game mode, but this is called Pure Fiction, and it is another piece of endgame content that you can sink your teeth into. Very fun, but I don't have the team to do it at the moment. Eventually I will 12-star this, and it's very fun. There's only 4 stages, so it kind of is what it is on that point. But basically, it's an endless set of waves where they just throw ads and some bosses at you. Let me explain kind of how this is different. So this character has caused a lot of problems for me, personally. I made a really bad guide about him. Don't watch that video. It's horrendous. But he is a single target damage dealer. He will damage 1 target at a time. He does not have blast attacks. He does not have AoE attacks. This character would be good in Memory of Chaos because there are bosses and it's very boss heavy, but he would not be good in Pure Fiction because Pure Fiction is like a shit ton of ads being thrown at you at all times. My Himiko is not the best. Okay, so ignore these stats, please, for the love of God. She doesn't even have full relics on. She is an AoE character. She is very good for Pure Fiction because it's a massive wave of just ads. And you do that a bunch of times, you clear Pure Fiction, you get a bunch of points for it, you get a bunch of endgame currency. It's very nice, and it is very rewarding. These core gameplay systems are things that Genshin is just missing. It is the same company, and yet I think this game has had a lot more tender love and care than Genshin itself. I mean, just look at the free stuff that we get. Somebody did the math, and I will throw it on screen here, but I think you get around like 120 pulls, people are saying, on average, this 2.0 update that we're about to get, which is just insane. Now, it could be a higher or lower number, but it will be somewhere in the ballpark of 100. I think that's crazy. I think that's amazing. Genshin doesn't do that as much, unfortunately. There's a lot more exploring, so you kind of have to just get your pulls that way. And even when you do that, it doesn't really equate out to like what you get for free from Honkai Star Rail. The last thing I want to mention is if you currently play Genshin, it is a good time to jump into the game. It's right before 2.0 update. We're about to have some really cool reruns. Most of the systems are pretty much the same. So you have the Battle Pass. It works almost exactly the same as Genshin. You know, you got your tasks. You do your tasks. You get XP for it. The login bonuses. So if you get that $5 login card, it works exactly the same right here. It's right in the front screen. You spend $5, you get 90. Still in this game, they're called Stellar Jades, but they're basically Prima Gems, and you get 300 of these. Genesis crystals are the Oniric pouch equivalent, so you can transfer those into Prima Gems, or I'm sorry, Stellar Jades. Jesus, at a 1-to-1 ratio. You got the Embers exchange. This is exactly the same thing as Genshin Impact. It says steal right here. It's not a deal. It's always 90, but same mechanic. It still exists. There's a lot of those core systems that if you've played Genshin Impact, you'll be used to. A lot of the game is structured very, very similar. And in my opinion, they kept the really good things and then they improved upon the things that were just maybe not so good, like the artifact system. And my opinion is that they've improved upon that system with the introduction of relics and planar ornaments. I think that is very, very nice and a great, great, great system. So if you're one of these people who feel burned and betrayed by Genshin Impact, and maybe you don't trust MiHoYo anymore, maybe you think they're just a shithole company and they couldn't do right by you, just give Honkai Star Rail a try. I almost guarantee you, if you like Genshin, you'll probably like this game too. Much of it's the same. You know, you got incredibly likable characters, extremely rich story, free 5 stars. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to try to do more videos, kind of like guides and... well, maybe I should stay away from guides. The last one didn't really go so well. I don't know. If this video helped you, maybe you're a Genshin player, give a like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate everything. If you did feel burned by Genshin Impact and you decide to play this game, try it out, let me know how it goes. Please, for the love of God. Comment your experience. If you don't like it or if you have problems with it, let me know. Because I've been playing mobile games since I was like a kid, dude. Like since like way before I should be. So I have a wide experience with a bunch of different ones, and in my opinion, this one is structured in the least predatory way, which is kind of weird to say out loud because it's still pretty predatory. But at least they give you more things for free, and the things they give you for free aren't bad. They're like Dr. Ratio, for example. That's where I'm going to end it, guys. That's the end of my yap session. Follow my Twitter. I don't post on it, but it would be cool if you followed it anyway. And with that, have a good one.